Welcome back, guys, to another video. In this one, we're gonna go over the new roadmap they released. People that might have recalled last time, I did another video on a roadmap 2023. That was when they brought a lot of changes as well. Looking back at that roadmap that we did back then, it was also the Russian one where they released certain things they're gonna do in the future, and then I made a translation of that for the European player base because nothing was really said or done about it for the Europeans. So I went ahead and translated those, and then we talked about what's actually coming. Now, considering we're gonna review the new roadmap here, let's take a look at the previous one and see what actually came through. So in the spring, they decided to bring changes to the Warden class, which we did get. We did get the support Warden. If you did not know about this or you are not sure how to play this, there's a video in the top right corner of a guide that I made on the Warden support, which is really good support class to play with. So there is also the rotation of event zones with updating their content. This is the Irkala rotation. You might recall this from the new stuff they added recently with 40.1, which we have not very recently. This is about, I think, week 3, where we have 40.1, where Irkala's daily rotation came in. It even came in a bit later than when we got 40.1. But so Irfar the Bragger is the guy that's representing Irkala, and he's the one giving these rotating dailies that you can do for your endgame epic Australian workpieces you need for your tier 3 equipment. And so this is ranging from Suslanger Storm to Suslanger Suruboros to Battle for Ambrosia. And then later on, we're going to get Wandering Island as well, but that's not in the game for now. So that did come in. They said they're gonna rework Not a Day Without the Gift feature. So for those that haven't noticed yet, they did add a lot of new rewards for the Not the Day Without the Gift. There are a lot of new toys they added into that. Now I don't know if that's a big change gameplay wise for a lot of players, as that is not a big thing that people ask for. Like no one really asked for we want more toys from Another Day Without the Gift feature, but it's there, and I guess it's there now. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy your toys, guys, because that's a thing now for stuff to buy. So they did come through with that. No, I don't know why that's a thing, but that it's there. So that's what's up. New map for Dominion and Battlegrounds. Now this is the double. They did bring new map for Dominions. They did bring one new map for Battlegrounds, so that is cool. But the Dominion, they were just old maps they brought back to the game. There's nothing new about that. They did not develop or design any new maps at all. They just dusted up the old ones and brought them back into the game, and that is it. But considering all things said, they did come along and they completed what they promised for us in spring. Also, the conquest of the Naha Citadel, the new boss Iranok is a thing as well. Video on Iranok is still coming in the works. Once that's ready, it's going to be viewable in the top right corner right here. Um, but that's that. That's Iranok also done. Everything in spring that they promised is here. So I'm very happy for that. Following up in the summer, right now, we still haven't gotten everything of that yet. Now I believe RU got most of that, but EU still has to get a lot of that from the summer sale. All in the combat campaign. So a new combat campaign came. That is true. We have it right now. This is the Tournament of Blood. I just assume that's the one that they talked about back then. So we have that right now, and changes to the Arena of Heroes still has to come. We still don't have any Arena of Heroes. They locked it down, and you cannot find it anymore in the queuing section. So that has been removed for EU. I'm not sure right now if RU still has them, but that still has to come for us. New events are coming to Tropical Atoll. That is in the works right now, as in just about 2 days ago, I believe. We just got a new event in Tropical Atoll, something with bubbles, and from what I've seen in the Russians, we're gonna get something with along the line of a Star Shower event and another kind of event that I don't know right now. But these are like all events that from Tropical Atoll are coming. So they say new events are coming. Basically, it's just 3 of them, and I don't know how big they are, considering your gameplay, how much they're gonna impact you. Especially considering Tropical Atoll is just available for about 3 months in a whole year. So I don't know how big that is. As for 9 months, no one's gonna talk about them. But that's the thing, and that's coming for EU. For RU, they already have it. That I know for sure. RU has it already, so that's good for them. Updating the assortments of the anniversary coins, that is something that still needs to come for us as well. I'm not sure what they mean with this. I'm assuming that they mean like extra events, holidays from certain classes and races, so you can spend more anniversary coins on more goodies from that. because following up, we have the Feast of the Demologist, so that is a Demologist holiday. And what I know from RU, they already have received is they get a new recolor skin for their demonic forms. Right now, it's only one color. It's like a grayish kind of color. It's kind of cool that it's something new. But at that point, I was just thinking, why not just give players a color wheel so that they can unlock colors from the color wheel and let people just pick the color they like, just like in the modern games they do with people letting people select the color of their hairs or the color of their skin. Let people just select the color of the demonic skin. Make them do some dailies or weeklies, make them do some achievements to unlock certain skins or colors or color grades, color codes, whatever, and then let people select those colors from there. Just give a wheel. I don't know why we're so limited to just certain colors. I hope they're not gonna try and make some money out of that, because that'd be really scraping the barrel. But the Feast of the Molgist, that's coming right now for EU. RU has it already. That's still in the works, so that's kind of cool. And all things considered, from the previous roadmap, that is basically done, so that's a good job for them. And so going on the new roadmap, this is the one I got from my friend Anton. That's a Russian player that is sending me a lot of information that's happening in the Russians. So I went ahead and translated along with his help, making sure everything is correct, so to speak. And we're gonna go over what this roadmap is going to promise us. So as you can see, it goes from autumn to winter, and the first thing that's gonna come in autumn is the left side, then the right side is the winter side. So going with that, we're gonna go out of the Russian one and we'll go into the one I translated for us. Again, I'm not sure why these things are not popping up on the European channels. Like nothing is talked about this on the European Discord, forum channels, YouTube channel. Nothing is done. Like, I don't know why they don't talk to the European players about all of these changes. But I think they're quite important as well, because it gives people a reason or not a reason to play the game. It might be that some people might get excited for certain changes, so they might actually play the game because of that. So, with that being said, I'm just gonna cover these for you, and I hope some official channels are gonna jump onto this as well. We'll go with the autumn first. So in autumn, they're gonna bring some new class changes. A traditional end of the year class revisions are taking place under the auspices of the Zionist revision, as well as significant changes to the game for other classes. So apparently this is a traditional thing, end of the year class revisions. I never really noticed that after the amount of years I've been playing this game. It feels like the class balances they do to this game is quite often a lot, as in whereas they do it too much. I think they focus too much on just changing numbers all the time on classes rather than creating new content for the players. But right now, as they promised, they're gonna bring more class changes again, especially with the Zionist. Now, Sinus and Mage do need a whole new rework, considering these are the only two classes that are completely irrelevant in any gameplay compared to other 9 classes, as we have 11. Especially considering that every single class has 2 or now 3 roles that they can fill, as in every class in the game has a DPS spec, and then next to those, they have tank or heal or support, as in the Psy and the Mage only are useful in DPS. They cannot play healer, they cannot be a support, they cannot tank. So these are the only 2 classes that can only DPS. So that being said, the Psy and the Mage would both need a rework in that sense, and they would either be substantially stronger than the other 9 classes in the spec that are only available to them, which is DPS. And I hope they're gonna do that with the Psy rework. Hopefully the Psy is the first class that gets taken under the loop and actually get some more, recognition for the class it is. Because right now Psy doesn't really shine in much except just DPSing, and even then it comes quite on par with the other 9 classes. So considering utility wise, these classes are pretty much dead. Same for the Mage, but if Psy starts first, then I hope Mage is going to follow. Along with Autumn, other changes are going to come. Now this is quite small as well. I don't know why they make it so small, but basically what they say is it's going to be updating the mechanics of the group dominions with the goal to avoid draws. I'm not sure what they mean with that. Now, updating the mechanics of the group dominions is something that can be really cool and interesting. As you remember, the older players are going to remember that Dominion used to be a different mechanic, as in the first group that would capture all of the flags in a Dominion. Then would it switch around, they would get a timer, and then the other team has to manage to capture all the flags within less time than the other teams has done it. What I'm explaining now might be making no sense because right now we have different mechanical domains, so that everyone just needs to capture flags, a bit like the battlegrounds, and then the first team that has the most points at the end of the fight simply wins. So it's a different mechanic, and I hope they're gonna bring another new spin to this new mechanic update they're gonna do. Now, with the goal to avoid draws, the only thing I know of that I'm aware of is that there was some drama and discussion happening on the Russian side of the game, originating from the tournament cross server tournament dominion, because apparently the two top groups up there had a fight and it ended up in a draw, which led to a lot of discussion and drama. And apparently they made it their goal now to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore, and they're going to change the mechanics of the group dominions. So that's that. A new holiday to celebrate the Aoidoi. That's a bit similar to the Feast of the Demonologists from the previous roadmap. They're simply going to bring a new holiday for the Aoidoi, which will allow you to buy more vanity, I suppose, and celebrate the Aoidoi. Maybe more interactivity in the game about the race. I'm not sure. Maybe they're gonna give the new race some more recognition. I have no idea what they're gonna do with it. I just find it weird they're gonna make a new holiday to the Aoidoi. I don't know why that's on the roadmap. I don't know if that's a big change. Again, gameplay wise to people, not a big thing. I'd rather see stuff like new dungeons coming, new raids coming. That is something that's going to impact every single player that's going to play the game for the rest of the. I mean, like, Allods lives. New holiday for the race. All right, cool. I hope. I hope it doesn't stick with that. I hope more stuff is coming. Next up in autumn is a new gearing system and endgame. I'm very excited for that, and at the same time a bit scared. I think the gearing system right now is very good. I have like no comment on it at all. The gearing system we have right now is basically pretty much perfect. It does set people apart, like the more casual players that don't want to do night raids. Yes, they fall out of the boat and they won't be able to get as many tier 3s as others, let alone the weapons. Tier 3 weapons are basically for raiders only, exclusive. Maybe they want to change that and make it more inclusive for other players rather than such an exclusive system that unlocks the best weapons in the game to only raiders. That could be a part. But then again, raiding, as we hear often from other players, raiding in Allods is not a big deal. It is not that hard, and compared to other games, Allods is pretty open to many new casual players. But we'll see. Who am I to speak? The new gearing system is coming. I hope it's going to be good. I hope it's going to bring something more interesting to do, something that includes more players, gives people more incentive to play the game, and something that opens up more to newer casual players. So those are the four things from us for the autumn period. Then moving into winter, so basically at the end of 2023, starting 2024, the winter, we have the Dead Awakened. Alot Jigron and its main attraction, the city of Dar Ulgorn, await you. The heroes are about to experience the consequences of Irkala's rule and meet many old acquaintances as part of an extensive campaign. Now, remember Irkala's consequences. Irkala is the new ruler of Sarnaut that has her dagger in the back of Idunus and Yasker. She basically is ruling now what's going on in Sarnaut. As you can see, for the bragger here is her agent, and he's bringing out Irkala's will. Makes basically the players do what she wants, which is now the rotating events, and then also some weekly. Now, lore-wise, she's taking over Sarnaut, the new ruler. Now, Alot Jigran here that's mentioned. Jigran is the new Alot where the next storyline is going to happen. So after Iza, at the end of the Iza's quest line, we do get a hint from Idunus, I believe, that we're going to go to Jigran, but that's in the future. That's nothing to worry about for now. We are now left to relax and chill. But next up is Jigran. That's why it's mentioned in here. So whatever happens next with Irkala, it's going to happen in Jigran. The big capital that's apparently called Dar Ulgorn, or so it is apparently to the Tanzanian version from people. I'm not sure what the actual name is of that city. There's not many sources right now. I have to figure that out, but we'll see when with time comes. Along with that, in the winter, we're going to get a bigger variation to class builds. We all know that, and we all discussed that builds right now have become very linear and, so to speak, boring. People that are a bit older of the game are missing the variety of builds. Now we have a lot of rubies locked behind certain class aspects. You have to play class aspect X to be able to use skill XYZ. and people don't really like that. I hope they're gonna bring open that build creation system with that change, and make it more variable and make it more flexible as before. Because right now we have also so many rubies that basically making builds has become irrelevant. At this point, you simply can unlock everything that is available to that aspect that you play, and there's no uniqueness in builds anymore. You don't have people anymore that are spec into AoE damage, and you don't have people anymore spec into special AoE healing, single healing, utility healing, a little bit of healing with a little bit of DPS. That doesn't exist anymore. Everyone has the same builds because everyone has the same amount of rubies, and there are more rubies than you can, pick stuff from. So at some point, it's going to end up really bad, and they might as well change the whole build system into just a linear system where everything gradually unlocks, because right now they don't have it. It's a good system with rubies. It was very cool to make unique builds, but they're gonna have to revise that because we're getting too many rubies over the years now. Next up, we have the auction. They're gonna make auction houses cross faction. That is something that actually, if you think about it, that should have been done from the beginning already. It's an amazing change. I hope this is gonna come really soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's not much to say about it. It's just great for the people that list stuff. You're gonna have a bigger audience to sell to, and people that want to buy things, you're gonna have a bigger supply to buy from. So it's beneficial for both parties. I don't know why it's been split. I don't know how they're gonna do the peers, as now peers are per faction, so you have 5 on each. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the core morphers. Well, I guess for core morphers they could just double the amount on the auction house and then have it the same that way. But for everything else, the cross auction is going to solve a lot of problems. Right now, people usually go via a pride in reincarnation to trade cross faction things. I myself do that as well. But the cross auction house is going to solve that for a lot of us, and it's going to make it a lot easier to make money and spend money. So that's really good. And then the last thing they're gonna do is bring updates to the Winter Resort. The Winter Resort is similar to Tropical Atoll, but then for the end of the year and New Year and Christmas. The Winter Resort is basically the same thing as Tropical Atoll, but then it's the event that comes with end of the year, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. So a lot of things are gonna happen there as well. Right now we have quite a lot of things that are ready. It's quite fun already as it is. A lot of good rewards, but hey, the more they add to it, the better. But again, the same argument remains around Tropical Atoll as for Winter Resort. It's a short event considering a year. That's gonna be active for. It's even shorter than Tropical Atoll, I believe. It's only for 2 months. So 2 months you have those changes, and then for the next 10 months it's gone. So I'm not sure why they focus on content that is not as active and available to everybody, as for example creating new dungeons, or like I said, adding new raids, or add a new goddamn new class like from the ground up. Add design something new that every player is going to be able to benefit from and play with for the rest of the whole time, like every year, the whole year. I don't know why they focus resources on these very limited content events, I guess. I hope they're gonna start waking up at some point and add some more dungeons, new compasses, new raids to the game, because goddamn, allow me to speak it. We have been waiting for almost 3 years, 4 years. What is it now? For a new boss, like one new boss in Nihil's Raid is kind of getting ridiculous, guys. Come on, let's wake up here and let's actually make a game that is really goddamn amazing to play, and not have people wait for literal years to just have one boss fight that is literally killed within 1 week. I mean, come on, what are we doing anymore when we are having developers develop a new boss for over 2 years, 3 years, so that your players can just defeat it in 1 week? What is the point of that? Come on, guys, let's do something cool. Come on, developers. I know you can do it. You guys have a great game. Lots of people are supporting you. Lots of passionate players are still playing the game. You know, make use of that. Don't let it go, because once it's gone, it's gone. You won't be able to get that back. You're one of the very few games left that has such a big old age number now that's still going on, that people actually get nostalgic about, and all they can remember is just the pay to win. The pay to win is pretty much gone now with the pay to play server, so let's really get it kicking, because EU still needs it. EU doesn't have much options right now. Alright, but that's about it for the video. I hope you guys are a bit more informed about the roadmap. I'm excited for the gearing system and the auction house. The mini map maybe a little bit. The rest is whatever for me. I hope you guys share the same opinion, or more or less. I'm not sure, but we'll see where this leads to. I hope they're gonna keep doing these roadmap pictures as well, because it's very cool. These are also nice pictures, kind of cool to look at. But I hope they're gonna do some for Europe as well, because this is the second time I had to translate this and make a video about it, because I see nothing officially happening about this in the European community. So I hope that's going to change at some point as well. That's it for me, guys. I was Dragagon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.